what I heard is that over the next 18 months, and honestly, when did Diddy start getting exposed? It was in December or was it January? When did the Diddy stuff pop off? Because I knew about 2 years ago that, well, I knew about a year before the Diddy stuff went down that was going down first. Then it's going to be Jay-Z. Excuse me, November? Okay. After the powers that be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right? Jay-Z, over the course of his career, and I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know. Jay-Z got a lot of this industry on lock, so he's able to keep a lot of things hush-hush. He's very powerful, and Beyonce is too, but they are still black, and this industry is not. The people that run it, they are not, okay? So when they're done with you and it's your turn to be exposed, you're going to be exposed too. So long story short, I told y'all Diddy was first, but they're not done with him. More people are going to come out. More cases is going to happen. You're going to have more than one documentary, but there's going to be like one major documentary, and then that's going to be cause for more conversation for months after that. I don't know if it'll be 50 Cent. I don't know who's going to produce it. I don't know. But after that major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious past. Okay? A lot of y'all forget Jay-Z is a man of a certain.
Diddy is going down, and now it seems that he may be taking Jay-Z down with him if new footage allegedly leaked by Beyonce is to be believed. I mean, just take it from one of Diddy's slaves.
You know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people.
Okay, first thing to talk about here. The Boule is a real thing. It is the senior leadership of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the oldest postgraduate fraternity founded by and for black men. It was a secret society in its beginning, but now has chapters all over the United States. This is an organization for black professionals already experienced in their careers, and Sean Diddy Combs is sometimes rumored to have been a member of Sigma Pi Phi.
It is that very same network that Jay-Z is also rumored to be a part of. Then he goes on to make a very shocking revelation about his true identity.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with people and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce it.
Now, this isn't too dissimilar from how Gene Deals described Diddy's freak-offs in the past.
Looking at this lawsuit, she alleges that, Diddy, he'll make her look online for BBCs for their freak-off sessions. And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him? Do you think this man had this woman search for prostitutes online just for them to have sex with her? It's something fishy about that, bruh. Because you gotta realize this lawsuit and the information they had and they gave the Diddy people was 6 months ago. So some of that stuff was cut out, let's just say allegedly, or just for the sake of it, Cassie wasn't the only one who wanted, or she didn't want it, but Cassie, who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black not only for herself, but for somebody else who we all know that was in the room with her. So if he want to see it and he want her to touch it, he might, that other person in the room with her just might want to feel it. Allegedly.
So you feel like Diddy was having sex with the male prostitutes?
They had to be for both of them. They was in the room. Right?
You're right.
It's a freak off section. If she says a freak off section, brother, she ain't the only one freaking off. The prostitute ain't the only one freaking off. Old boy is freaking off also.
Right. So you think he was letting these guys use their BBCs on him?
I think that, and me just being a trained investigator and reading through the lines of certain things, and one time I had read something that Cassie couldn't take it no more. She told her friend, and this was she was under a non-disclosure and everything like that. She told her friend she couldn't take it no more because she had seen this dude do something. I used to see him swing. It was always with him, another dude, and two girls. You know what I'm saying? When he was swinging with other people, you know what I'm saying? He always had other girls in the room or another guy in the room, even with his girl Kim, and he was swinging with her. So that freak off things, but him videotaping and everything like that, no, I can't say that I was privy to that. But you knew what was going on, you know.
And it seems like Diddy certainly had a way of doing things.
How did she say how the person looked? All she could describe is if they was wearing masks, unless she saw them before they put the mask on. It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and trying to engage other men into sexual acts with him.
And then there is also the fact that Jay-Z is not the only person alleged to have been a part of these freak-off sessions. Gene Deal has claimed Ja Rule was also involved.
He was in a room with Sarah and her girlfriend, and he had Ja Rule and him in the room. Yo, I didn't know they was doing anything freaky until Ja came out and said, yo, y'all didn't want to be in there because there's a lot of freaky things going on. So I guess that was one of those freak off sections. But other than that, I couldn't say anything.
And you knowing Diddy, and at one point you and him was real cool. Do you believe everything she's saying about these freak off sessions?
Listen, that girl went through some tumultuous shit that she never thought that she would ever have to go through being in the music business. Do you understand that? I've been next to people who are top in the game, in the music business. And they had said to me, yo, I had to suck a lot of to get to this position.
And who is one of the biggest artists today? Jay-Z. Gene Deal also went on to confirm that everything Cassie claimed in the lawsuit was true.
So I can imagine what that little girl went through with old boy. She ain't lying that thing, because if she would have lied, he would have fought her tooth and nail. He would have fought her tooth and nail, bruh. Don't get it messed up, Art. He would have fought her tooth and nail. That little girl ain't lied nothing that. She ain't lied about none of that. Do you know what she's going through? She know what she's going to go through for the rest of her life? Her kids going to go back and see this on the internet?
Right. And she also said in this lawsuit, man, that, Diddy, he came off as a mentor, but later down the line, he became too controlling.
My position on him, he was never a father figure, bruh. You understand? He was a groomer.
And as it turns out, Cassie wasn't the only sex slave Diddy had.
Is it true that Diddy broke Kim Porter's nose on that yacht and had to fly somebody in to fix it?
I do believe so. I wish I could go a little further into that, but I don't want to compromise where I got the information from. But I do believe so. From what I was told, absolutely. Yeah. From what I was told. And I was told from someone who was, very close.
Do you believe Diddy has something to do with Kim Porter's death?
Absolutely. Without hesitation. Absolutely.
Did you see how yesterday the Wikipedia page has been deleted?
Why? You afraid somebody gonna start adding some shit up? Were there details in her resume that were inconvenient for you?
I mean, Diddy and Jay-Z's bond can be put into perspective by the fact that only Jay is allowed to call Diddy Sean. "We call each other Sean," he told James Corden. "Nobody else is allowed to call me Sean. There's not a single person outside of my mother that should be calling me Sean. I'll be missing you." Could be playing on repeat in Sean Diddy Combs' mind right now, though, as his close friend Jay-Z is staying mum on the star's recent bombshell allegations. It's been a tense few days for the 54-year-old record producer, with a series of abuse and rape trials followed by a highly publicized Homeland Security raid at his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. As for why no major celebs are speaking up for Diddy,
how you feel about all the people that's wondering why haven't any of Diddy big name friends came out to defend him?
Because either two things that I believe. Either they know some of the stuff is true, either they took part in some of the stuff that happened, or they scared that it may mess up their brand. See, nobody wants to be in contact with anybody that allegedly was sex trafficking. You see what the WWF did to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was one of those people that was called for sex trafficking. We don't hear a lot about it because he gave up the company, he did what he was supposed to do, and he became Ghost. But now you see they trying to do the same thing to Puffy. They trying to make him or hip-hop the face of sex trafficking like they was going to do to WWF at one time. A lot of his people that know him, a lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way, so they not going to speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You got to realize when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're going to send agents out. You understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're gonna wanna know. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna send investigators out. They're gonna send people out for anybody that they can get some information from to help their case.
Now, this is bad news for Jay-Z because Diddy apparently has kept tapes of everything.
Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they'll probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ say that he never did this and he never did that, but ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exists, you know what I'm saying? That's what they pay those agents to do. So, of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
So you feel like they might be worried that they might be on tape at one of Diddy parties doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing?
Lil Rob said in his affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bro, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs and little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men, woman on woman, man on man, all kind of crazy shit. Bruh, they just wondering who or when they're gonna let this stuff be known. But not only celebrities, I don't think it's only celebrities gonna be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there. Hallelujah. That's crazy.
You personally, you think they got tapes?
Well, my personal opinion that if Lil Rob could be trusted and his statements are true, they got him. They got tapes of stuff.
The dramatic raids were part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation allegedly linked to Diddy, with leaked documents mentioning several celebrities. While Jay-Z's name hasn't been directly implicated in any of the damning allegations, his significant friendship with Diddy has raised eyebrows. The Empire State of Mind singer has chosen to stay completely silent on the matter, leaving fans puzzled given the close bond between the two. Sean Diddy Combs has faced a series of sexual assault lawsuits lately, with court documents alleging that the rapper solicited sex workers and trafficked underage girls. Despite Combs' previous denials of any wrongdoing, the raids have brought renewed attention to his ongoing legal battles, particularly a case filed by record producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones in February, which was updated on March 25th. In the amended filing, the 54-year-old is accused of soliciting sex workers using date-rape drugs and being involved in a sex trafficking venture. Jones, who collaborated with Combs on the Love album Off the Grid from September 2022 to November 2023, also claims that Justin Combs, Sean's son, and Christina Coram, Combs' chief of staff, helped procure sex workers and girls on Combs' behalf. Since then, we have seen his sons get arrested, which, according to Gene Deal, speaks volumes about Diddy as a man.
Diddy, he wasn't there when his kids got arrested. I think 50, he even, made a comment about it saying that, Diddy, he got his kids in a bullshit now.
I believe he was a coward. There's no way he should have let that happen to his kids. I believe he knew what was going down, and he probably thought they wasn't gonna do that to the kids, but they did. They wanted to be gangsters. Lil Combs did, so now you're a gangster.
So you feel like Diddy, he already got a heads up, and that's the reason why he wasn't at the house.
Look what time of day it was, bro, in all places, and he's out of there.
The lawsuit alleges that both Justin and Coram were involved in perpetrating and facilitating Mr. Combs' sexual abuse and sex trafficking conspiracy, which included recruiting minors into sex work. Jones further alleges that Coram instructed employees to spike alcohol with ecstasy and other illegal substances. Coram purportedly delegated tasks to other associates of Combs, including instructing record producer Stevie J and artist Moy Bon to find sex workers and participate in freak-off parties. And apparently, Diddy was taught all this by Russell Simmons.
One individual is not here to defend himself, and that's Andre Harrell. Russell Simmons was one of his mentors too. What is Russell Simmons going through? He's going through women saying that he was abusive, women saying that they raped him, women saying that he drugged them. If you learn things like that from the people that you're around, the people that you hold high regards to, then you're going to become what they were. And with the fact that you taking drugs and everything now, it'll go rapid on you. And that's what happened to him, bro. Yo, I seen Puff smoke cigarettes, smoke weed on camera, and that wasn't the same dude that I knew. So I'm looking at this dude like, yo, all he did was go to the third to the fourth power with this shit. He had it in him because he learned it from the beginning by seeing them and by being around them. And that's Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell now. So now you got women that came out and said Russell Simmons was doing stuff like that. But Russell Simmons said, I wasn't doing that because I took 7, 8, 9 lie detector tests and I passed them. Yeah, Russell, you also studied your into that Buddhism and that yoga stuff like that, so you know how to control your body to let you know so you don't have any kind of panic mode when you take those tests. Keep it a buck. That's why you got into that Zen shit. You take a lie detector test, it's not going to come up because you know how to control your body.
The documents also allege that Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange aided, abetted, and induced Combs' alleged sex trafficking venture with Universal Music Group, Love Records, and Combs Global all named as defendants. Additionally, an anonymous woman filed a lawsuit against Combs in December. Known only as Jane Doe, she alleged that Combs and 2 of his associates raped her at his New York studio in 2003 when she was just 17 years old. The plaintiff claimed she was brought from her home in Michigan to New York as part of a sex trafficking scheme, with Combs arranging her transportation via private jet for the meeting. This sounds eerily similar to Jay-Z's relationship with Foxy Brown.
Why do you know?
The same reason why he want to erase his history with Foxy Brown and giving her syphilis, because they was underage when he did it.
I mean, I'm sure he appreciated it because he always said she talked too much. So when she went deaf, that slowed some of that down. I'm just saying, it worked out for him.
You know, I thought she just recently went deaf.
No, she been deaf. She been long time. Yeah, like at least the past 12 years.
Oh, they kept that on the low.
Exactly. Wonder why. You know, nobody acknowledged what was going on between her and Mr. Carter.
Because she was 15.
She was 15, and everybody knew it. But see, this is the thing. Back in the 90s, there were a lot of older dudes who slept with younger women. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of this little fucker getting away with everything. And I'm tired of people wanting or needing him, that they're willing to help the devil. Like I've been saying for years, this nigga is the devil.
Literally. Read those documents, all 35 pages.
Please do. He is the devil.
It's like they scared to read it because they ain't gonna be, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
they don't want to admit that they've been worshiping a monster. They don't want to admit that they've been praising a monster. There's an idiot on this YouTube who likes to, go take that, 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 before he victimized them. It's like
men and women. Because a lot of y'all, this is what was getting me. A lot of people were saying, oh, Cassie should have stood up for herself. She should have walked away. She should have said something. I'm like, wait a minute. If a man can intimidate grown ass men. Now he tried Gene Deal a couple times and Gene Deal checked that ass. But
listen to me. Muhammad in the mountain. You know how it goes.
I know. I met Gene Deal. He came to my house. Gene Deal like 6'8". Like, what you think?
He's huge.
He's huge. You want to hear something funny? Gene Deal. Shout out to Gene, by the way.
Absolutely, big bro. Love you.
Next time I'm
I
in
hope
Jersey.
everybody got to make sure that they sent him special birthday wishes because
As Beyonce's once envied marriage to Jay-Z appears to be unraveling, RadarOnline.com has received exclusive insights from a source close to the A-list couple revealing that they're leading separate lives and have been sleeping in different bedrooms for months. According to The Insider, recent public appearances together are merely a facade, contrasting sharply with their private reality. This much has been supported by Storm Monroe's reports.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jay something. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorced. Okay? And she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah. She was ready to leave him years ago, but the industry it's different. And I don't want to say it's an Illuminati contract, because I don't know how the Illuminati get down. I really don't know. And I'm not gonna lie to you and say I do. But essentially she's been stuck, right? But I believe this is gonna be her chance to get out. And according to what I heard, if certain things that I can't even speak on come out, she gone. She's gonna protect her image. All right. And I don't know what would be the bigger divorce, Will and Jada or Beyonce and Jay-Z. But just know everybody's gonna be talking about it. TMZ's gonna talk about it first, and we're gonna be talking about it probably for 6 months.
It's like Beyonce is hardly ever home these days. The Insider shared with RadarOnline.com. It seems like Beyonce has been avoiding being home as much as possible over the past few weeks, the source continued.
But I'm letting y'all know, It is not all roses and fairies in the Carter household. Beyonce has also dealt with a lot of mental health issues, a lot of depression, allegedly alcoholism, allegedly. And I said that real low. If you caught it, you caught it. If you didn't, you did. Allegedly. But nonetheless, yeah, we're seeing the decline of this marriage / relationship. And when his tea come out, I really want to know how they gonna navigate this. Look at her during the Fantasia performance. She looked weird and skinny. Where you get out? You know I can't tell you where I get all the spicy tea. Allegedly. And let me say this too. You know, between the stress, the money, the spiritual work, it's a lot going on. I mean, I have to like say it without saying it. Why was she doesn't care anymore. She didn't She didn't even want to come. He dragged her there. Okay? He dragged her there. She didn't want to come. That's all I can say to you. She didn't want to come. She didn't want to be there. Let me ask you something. Do you want to go to an event with the man that you're separated from? Ooh. That's another story for another day. Do you want to do an event with your husband that you're separated from? Do you want to even go to a brunch with a man that you separated from?
Meanwhile, Jay-Z has been in a foul mood lately and appears to want to avoid interacting with anyone. A recent incident allegedly marked a breaking point on February 20th at Beyoncé's friend Kelly Rowland's birthday bash at Sunset Tower in LA. Reportedly, the songstress removed her wedding ring, raised it in the air, and declared to the attendees that they wouldn't see it much longer because she was ending her marriage. She took off her wedding ring, held it in the air, and told everyone that this would be one of the last times they would see it because she was ending her marriage, recounted an eyewitness to In Touch. Friends and family tried to calm her down. To add to the turmoil, the 46-year-old rapper is currently embroiled in a contentious paternity dispute with Rymir Satterthwaite, 22, who alleges to be his son from a previous relationship.
Jay-Z's alleged son, and I have to say alleged because I have to say alleged, but just so you guys know, this part is not alleged. Jay-Z and his team, they have been ducking and dodging taking the DNA test. They've been trying to block all of the work that Ramir's godmother, Lily Cooley, is doing in the court because, well, if this truth comes out, and I mean like come out on all platforms, basically we're gonna know that Jay-Z was messing around with Ramir's mother when she was a teenager and he was a grown-ass man. Ramir's biological mother is now deceased, may she rest in peace, but nonetheless, she gave birth to Ramir in high school. Jay-Z was a grown man, you put two and two together, okay? But Jay-Z and his team been blocking him in court every which way, paying off people in the courts, allegedly, right? In addition to that, when the story about Ramir first actually broke on Daily Mail, because Daily Mail actually broke that story, Jay-Z sued them, put him in litigation. So media is corrupt. Like, most media is owned by 5 companies. But even when you talk about like independent media, a lot of us are corrupt, right? A lot of people want an invitation to the Roc Nation brunch. They want to work with this publicist. They want to work with that. person. They want this interview or that interview. So a lot of times they choose not to cover certain stories to protect certain relationships. It just is what it is, right? But once it's okay and cool to talk about it, best believe everybody's going to be talking about it.
Is Jay-Z next after Diddy? Let me know in the comments.